Arsenal have spent this summer with a very clear message: recalibrate the attack around Bukayo Saka and load the team with players who convert the chances he creates. Saka's last season was a mixture of brilliance and frustration. A hamstring problem interrupted a campaign that nevertheless produced eye-catching numbers and moments that hinted at a higher ceiling. Rather than papering over weaknesses with glamorous signings, the club has added pieces that change the geometry of the attack. Victor Gyökeres arrives as more than just another striker. His timing, movement off the shoulder of defenders, and willingness to occupy dangerous central pockets introduce the kind of live target Saka has too often lacked. When a winger knows there's a forward consistently arriving in the box, decisions change. Instead of trying to finish from acute angles, Saka can pick out the inside runs, the low crosses, and the threaded passes that turn created chances into goals. Add to that the arrival of attacking depth on the flanks and midfield reinforcements who can recycle tempo, and you get not just more touches for Saka, but better quality options to aim at. If Gyökeres does what scouts and coaching staff believe he can, time his runs, punish half chances, and occupy defenders so they are pulled out of shape, Saka's job description begins to shift. He becomes less the sole outlet and more the chief architect, the player who manipulates angles, drags fullbacks, and picks out runners with precision. That shift is subtle but profound. It reduces the physical and psychological burden on Saka after a long injury layoff, allowing him to preserve energy for creative moments instead of sprinting into the box every time. It also gives Arteta more tactical flexibility. Opponents who must respect a central predator open channels and half spaces on the outside, precisely where Saka excels. Meanwhile, colleagues like Noni Muddy can share wide responsibilities, and a midfield presence who steadies possession lets that attack operate at a higher tempo. The result on paper is simple: more high-quality chances inside the box, more conversions, and a greater assist tally for Saka if he chooses the final pass at the right moments. This isn't merely about flattering statistics, it's about changing how teams prepare and how matches are decided. A dependable finisher forces defensive adjustments that ripple across the pitch, producing the very pockets that creative wingers target. For Arsenal's broad ambitions, that ripple could be the difference between being a promising side and being a relentless title challenger. Fans should watch early season patterns closely. Does Saka opt to pass into the box more often? Are full backs combining with him to create cutbacks? Is Gyökeres already peeling into the channels that make defenders hesitate? Those small behavioural cues will reveal whether Arteta's summer moves were tactical theatre or genuine reinforcements that alter match outcomes. If the signs line up, expect Saka's name to feature not just in goal columns, but in the conversation about the league's most decisive creative players. Numbers will tell part of the story, but the final metric will be impact, match-winning contributions, points won from narrow games, and the psychological edge that comes from having multiple potent attacking weapons. Arteta has placed the pieces on the board. Now the coherence of movement, timing and finishing must follow. If Gyökeres and Saka find that chemistry, Arsenal's attack will look less like a team searching for a solution and more like a well-oiled machine that punishes the smallest defensive mistakes. That outcome would validate the summer's strategy and mark a crucial turning point in Arsenal's pushback to the absolute top of English football.